All right. Welcome everybody. Happy to have you here. Oh wow. Looks like there's some new UI. I'm clicking some of these names we got. Looking very cool. All right. It's a big day. You may have seen just now on Twitter, we have the results of Proposal 14. They're in. Thank you for all the votes. It's an exciting time. We're going to buy a golf course. I'm going to drop the initial graphic into Clubhouse so we can all see it. Here we go. Boom. Thank you to Austin for that. I'm going to tag. Let me know if everybody can see that in there. Clubhouse, we've got the vote results. So, number one, the number one vote received 242 first place selections, was that as a high quality course. So that's fun. I mean, we all are pretty much in agreement. That was the idea from the beginning. We want a top 100 quality golf course. So love to see that one. Before we dive into the rest of them, folks up here on stage, any big surprises or anything shock you here on this list? Yeah, I'm interested to see because the ready to play soon came in the middle of the pack, but with a significant number of first place votes. But people didn't select it a lot for second place votes, which I thought was an interesting one. Very, very interesting here. And one thing that, I've had a lot of discussions with you all this week about this vote and some of the stuff that we're thinking about for this course. And, the vibe of the course is so important. And, that's a kind of an X factor that you can't really vote on, right? So I think that wasn't even on the list because it's just assumed. But I know from the beginning of this project, we've thought a lot about, what type of unique, modern, inclusive, accessible stuff is going to be at this course. I'm really looking forward to, seeing how we can implement all of that. But Ryan, I saw you unmuted yourself. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, sorry for the phone dinging in the background. I think the one surprise to me was that we've got close to other golf options, second to last in the list. I personally, I voted that pretty high in my list, and maybe I'm a little bit biased living here in the Pinehurst area, surrounded by, gosh, nearly like 40 golf courses. But to me, that certainly would have ranked a little bit higher in my mind. But hey, don't argue with the community, right?
That is a surprise, right? Like, that's something we were kind of thinking about if we're going for the Southeast or something like that, that we would want, some place where people could not, they wanted to come in, stay for a few days, that they wouldn't just want to play one course. But people are like, nah, if our course is top 100 quality, I guess they just want to play it over and over and over again, right? And yeah, not even more than 18 holes. It's just, let's just play the same 18 holes, at this of high quality golf.
I think the challenge is going to be on us, to your point, to spice it up and make it a little bit interesting. If we've got 18 holes of our own, but no more in the surrounding areas. But I think there's some pretty cool things from a course setup standpoint, from just a way that we utilize the land available to us wherever that may be, to make it a really unique destination. It's something you'd want to continue to play over and over and over.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that ties in too with the fact that other amenities on site only got 2 first place votes, but it's still kind of middle of the pack, right? So a lot of people were selecting that kind of high up in their list, but not as their first place option. Yeah. Eve, what's up?
It's kind of how I feel about the ready to play soon. It seems like we got a few people who voted first, but I think overall there's a lot of people willing to be continue to be patient and really get it right before opening it up.
For sure. For sure. And I once again want to open it up too. If anybody in the audience, if you, selected one of these options as your first place vote, you feel strongly about something, one of the things that we're looking to do, right, and I'm going to turn it over to Austin here in a minute from the analytics pod to kind of dive in on his thoughts, but is to kind of rank and seed these choices in almost like a bracket, right? Like a March Madness, Course Madness kind of concept. So if you feel really strongly about one of these golf course attributes, it's something that, you know, you think we got to fight for, like, please speak up. We're going to select people who feel strongly about like each of these and host a series of debates, right? This is the first announcement. I'm dropping the alpha. We're going to have a series of debates between people who care about these various things and talk about how we can integrate all of them with each other to really give the best possible golf experience across our varied interests, right? So really want to lean here on the community to you know, help figure out what kind of culture and course attributes and other things we want to instill in this. But you know, it's going to be really insightful as we get more data on these voting aspects. So Austin, what are your thoughts on, you know, how we're going to look into, you know, more levels, go one deeper, as they say, on this?
Yeah, so this was a super exciting project to work on. You know, thank you to everyone in the community who took the time to vote. I think you know we've had a lot of very impactful proposals so far, but you know we always talk about win course, and this proposal definitely makes it seem a lot sooner than you know like I even thought possible. You know, back in January. So super excited to see that come to life. You know, I think like you know before I dive into it a little bit deeper, I think the thing that surprised me the most. You know, I thought it'd be really cool to have more than 18 holes. So, you know, I just see that at the bottom, a little disappointing. But, you know, I think if we have a top 100 quality golf course, you know, the replayability of it will be fantastic. So, makes sense when you put it in that terms. As far as doing a deeper dive into this, you know, we'll have a new infographic coming out soon that will go a little bit more in depth. Eth is going to help me out with that. But basically, you know, we can break it out by you know how many got you know we have number one votes right now, but we can see you know who voted for what for number two and number three and so on. So we can create like a matrix of all the votes, and kind of give you like a breakdown of that, right? So maybe you know like we were talking about uniqueness of course, maybe that had the second or the highest amount of number two votes, right? So maybe that's like the second highest you know stated preference. But all in all, this was a really fun project to work on. Super excited for this bracket and all of the debates to come out for this too. But you know, again, thank you to everyone in the community who took the time to vote.
Yeah, we saw some really really good turnout here, and I appreciate it. It just shows how excited we are as a group about, you know, this core aspect of the mission. Um, Again, I want to remind everyone here, especially members, if you have not yet voted in the or reacted to the options for, I believe it's in members roles to or in the polls under Wagback, if you want to be considered for the course visit committee. We are working on plans, travel plans, and meetings with various golf courses through our lovely partner Kemper to go out and visit some of these courses. So, you know, if you want to see your view, kind of how it plays out in some of the courses we are looking at, IRL with the team, make sure you go and react or fill out to join that squad, right? That's going to be a really, really fun thing that I know we're looking forward to, those IRL course visits. Yeah, I think, you know, it's interesting to see famous architects and uniqueness, of course, kind of diverge as well. I know one of the things that we've kind of started off as a team is reaching out to some of these high quality architects who are really interested and excited to working with us, excited to work with us. But I feel like, you know, as long as we have that good course quality, basically what we're saying here is it could be a no name as long as we're getting something really fantastic to play. Um, that being said, we want something unique, and I think that kind of ties into the vibes conversation that we really want something special for this this community and for this DAO to kind of run with. Mr. Senor, what are your thoughts here?
Touched on it. I think the architect one I would have expected to be higher, but the reason why I ranked it lower on my own was exactly what you just said. If we're prioritizing quality, the path to get there could be multifaceted, whether it's an up and comer or someone less known. I also don't know. Not all of us are Bez. Like we don't like know every single architect. by name. Like, someone might know fantasy football players. So yeah, that one surprised me a little bit. It doesn't surprise me that quality was high. I am interested in like near major airport, certainly, because I think one of the thoughts I have in my background, or in the back of my mind as a member, is how much of this is a destination course versus how much of this is a local play course. I think just that's probably a question that's on a lot of people's mind as this plays out. But those are the ones that stood out to me the most. I think all skill level friendly doesn't surprise me, but I think it'll be interesting to see how something like that interacts with more than 18 holes. There's situations like the Cradle in Pinehurst that I'm sure Ryan is very familiar with, and a lot of you have played, that like try to strike a balance there of just making something accessible and fun versus making something tournament quality. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Love that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Bez's thoughts. I just tagged him in Clubhouse to see what he thinks about Walkable coming in last. I know he's a big fan of that as well. Liam.
Howdy. Yeah. I was disappointed to see Walkable come in that far in the cellar. I prefer to play walk when I play. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was really interesting. A lot of the things that I guess I voted somewhat late, so I had a view of what was kind of front and center, I guess. But the way it shook out after, just based on how people, ranked different things higher, I was pretty surprised. You mentioned something, uniqueness, of course, and a famous architect diverging. I thought that was pretty interesting too. I ranked golf course architect pretty high on my list, but maybe that's because I'm vain and I want to be close to one of those courses, get on it a bunch. But yeah, I think really interesting to kind of see what people preferred. A few of them I think seemed like no surprise. Number one being quality, of course. I mean, I think that's been on everyone's mind since inception. But yeah, cool to participate in a vote like this.
Very, very exciting stuff as we move closer here. I love that perspective too. I mean, I think we all have hopefully it's still walkable, right? Like even if it's not, and you got to climb some steep hills, Liam, it's good exercise. So we'll see what we can do there for you.
I'm excited to
Go ahead,
see. I'm excited to see what people consider a great clubhouse and bar. I know there are probably a lot of ideas floating around, but they came in really high. So talking about vibes and great architecture and in that space kind of being the ultimate Web3, embodiment of this project. I can't wait to see what ideas we come up with and how we make that space our own, because the course is one thing, but then the clubhouse and bar comes back. It's like it's really going to be just a giant link splash, which I'm looking forward to.
Speaking of splash, I think I voted on that one because it kind of includes like a nice pool. We're looking forward to having something cool like that near the clubhouse. Really, really fun stuff there. Yeah, we gotta have some really good food. We gotta have a sandwich named after Dom. All of these various aspects at the clubhouse bar. A drink named after various members. We'll have some votes on that as well. I would love to turn it over and ask some questions or get some comments, feedback from the community of listeners here. Feel free to raise your hand to come up and speak. In the meantime, I wanted to invite Astro B up here on stage if they are not still at work or if they're able to talk. I just sent the invite. I know they said they were at work going on right now, but a little while ago we did have a competition, a contest on Twitter that if you posted the Discord invite link, you would be selected to LinksDAO would cover a round of golf at the location of your choosing. So, Astro, I wanted to ask you, since you won that selection, that random selection, which golf course are you going to play?
Hey Cooper, thanks for having me up on stage. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. I took off a little early from work, and that is this is the first time hearing about this, so this is incredibly exciting. I'm kind of at a loss for words right now, to be honest. Wow, yeah, that's really incredible. I think for me, I kind of alluded to it. I'm on the West Coast. I'm here in SoCal in Los Angeles, and for me, the one course that I've always wanted to play and has been kind of a bucket list course for me that I want to play before I die is probably Pebble Beach.
Love it.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
That's a great pick, man. Yeah, absolutely. So basically, the way we'll do this is just let us know when you're going, and you know, we will get that round paid for you. And I hope you enjoy Pebble Beach. And if you know you want to get that round in somewhere closer or sooner, just let us know, and you know, send me your receipt. We'll cover it. But congratulations and thank you so much for supporting the project. Big winner today.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you to you, the entire team, and the incredible community here for what we're building. It's going to be pretty special. So appreciate it.
Way cool. Glad to have you with us.
Send pics. It's on my list too, man.
Will do.
Yeah, we'll definitely need some picks, and you know, maybe Greg Egan or some of our other San Francisco members, Bay Area folks, might want to join you out there for that round. But your greens fees are covered, my friend.
Will do. Thank you. Thank you again. Thanks so much.
Awesome, good stuff. Anybody else from the community want to come up and talk about these course results? Feel free to raise your hand. We've got some new data coming in real time from the analytics pod. The highest number of second place votes got near a major airport. So I think that's the willingness of the community members to travel and kind of visit this course. You know, want to be able to fly in, get in and out nice and easily. The next highest second place votes was ability to play year round, which I know has been a hot topic of discussion when we bring up Northeast versus Southwest, or you know, any of the other warmer climates. So that's a big play there, the year round. And then, as we were just chatting about, ETH Great Clubhouse Bar has came in third in second place votes with 54 second place votes. So that's where the majority of second choices came in. So interesting stuff there. Near an airport, that kind of narrows it down. But you know, as a northeasterner, if we want to do something year round near an airport, I think that would make it a lot easier to travel and visit. Pretty cool stuff. ETH. Is there anything? What's up next on the agenda here for this evening? Oh, Diana, what's up?
Hey, so question for you guys. Now that we have these results, and I understand you guys are still looking to do debates and possibly the tournament style matchup between them, but is this going to, are we going to have more visibility into kind of like maybe what the top 10 courses are and how our voting here is impacting the decisions to move forward with some courses versus dropping other courses? I understand obviously a lot of stuff still has to be kept private, or maybe at the end will we have visibility into it, just to, I think, yeah, in the spirit of transparency and accountability, be able to hold ourselves accountable and show how this voting impacted where we went.
That's a really good question. I think one of the things that we are definitely trying to do is really involve the community on that aspect. So we're going to lean in favor until, you know, experience or something goes wrong with it, lean in favor of being transparent about the list of courses. I know that there is a list from the course submissions form that we've had in the Wagback channels that has been passed along to Kemper for evaluation. I think that's going to take one pass through them, and then we will start sharing the names of courses and plans to visit some of these courses. and then be, sharing those course visits. We're gonna have members tagging along for these course visits. We're gonna be documenting and talking about them. And then what my dream vision goal here, right, is for you, Diana, the people in the chat, the members, to kind of debate what attributes these courses have relative to our voting preferences here, and kind of the rankings we give these attributes in real time, right? So we can kind of discuss the pros, cons, pluses, minuses, both from a remote standpoint for our keyboard quarterbacks here, or iPhone quarterbacks of this project, all the way down to the folks who are there visiting the courses IRL. So I'm going to lean towards maximum transparency until we kind of get bit on that, and hopefully that doesn't happen where some real estate magnates scoops one out from under us like the Constitution DAO happened. But I really have a lot of faith in this community to execute and work together to kind of assess these courses as a group. And maybe some of these conversations will be gated in members chat for the most part, but I'm really excited to open it up and discuss these courses on a named basis very soon.
Hey, just a real quick comment on that. I think one thing we have going for us is, unlike buying a copy of the U.S. Constitution, a golf course has, I think, way more opportunity to have its owner impart its own fingerprint on, right? So yes, it's a piece of real estate. Yes, it can be, sold to a higher bidder, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that higher bidder, would do anything positive with it, right? So I think this community, right, like all of us here who have such a keen interest in making it one of the world's best places to go and play golf, will make it so. Right?
A really good point, Ryan. Diana, if you're talking, I think you might be muted.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, thanks for answering that. And then I had one other question. Just as we are looking at doing these real life visits, just always we'll be pushing for this, making sure that we try to be as diverse as possible in the people that we have going on these visits. And if we don't feel like we have good diversity, reaching out to people and really trying to recruit in those areas.
Definitely strongly agree with you there, right? We want a good diverse view and opinions. We want to avoid biases and everything else. So I think that's a great recommendation and thing we should definitely focus on, for sure. Great question. Dimes Ranch, thanks for coming up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Love the vibes. Super happy to be part of this project. I got in a little bit late, so I missed the snapshot. I wasn't able to actually cast any votes, but I was watching along and pretty happy to see that a lot of the things that I would have voted pretty high on my list actually got on pretty high there. But just speaking to the vibes of the community and everything, and kind of going along with the how high the good bar and clubhouse was. I was, I guess, maybe a little disappointed to see the amenities and other activities not higher. That was one that I would have put, kind of up there on the list as kind of like a overall destination experience for folks. I know I'm going to probably, hopefully, be bringing my family out, and not everybody's golfers. Maybe there's some stuff that we can have that might attract the wives or the kids or something that might not be super into golf but might want to have this as kind of like a destination too. So I just wanted to add my 2 cents, and again, just thank you guys for putting on this amazing organization and this awesome community, man. It's been such a great experience in the short time that I've been a part of it, and can't wait to keep on rocking and rolling.
For sure. Thanks, Dimes. Yeah, I definitely think, as a priority list, this is an interesting way of looking at it, and we're going to keep all of those factors in consideration. I think that's a really important fact, and I'd love to have you as kind of a champion of that, other amenities on site kind of destination aspect when we get kind of deeper into these one-on-one debates of these various attributes, right? Because I think, this is an iterative learning process. We're going to work together to kind of identify which courses have that, which courses might meet the highest priority needs, the needs immediately, and then, possibly in 6, 9, 12 months could be expanded to have those amenities, right? Because I agree, right? We want to have an inclusive, accessible experience across the board. So really good points there.
That's awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Cool. Anyone else? We got T. Come on up, T Lombardozzi.
How we doing, guys? I just want to make a point on that last one. I feel I agree with most of the points, and I also feel you can add a bunch of amenities kind of post, like stuff like you can make like 4 or 5 bocce ball courts over like a small area. So and like cornhole and stuff like that. I feel like those can easily be added once you get to like pool and tennis courts. Like it's a little more difficult, but I feel that was definitely a thought I had immediately, but then I kind of feel like you can add at the end. And then the other point is, what do you think goes into the decision making in terms of obviously you cannot meet all these demands? Is it at the end just going to come down to, here's where we're at? Obviously, who knows how transparent we can get with the courses that are kind of finalized, and then maybe voting on them. But I'm curious how the decision at the end is going to kind of come down given all these different factors.
Yeah, I mean, we'll work that out together. To be honest with you, I think, debating all of these various factors and then looking at a course by course basis of like which aspects are met versus which aren't. I think one thing that I've really learned over this past 9 months or we're working with you all is that no matter which direction we go, we're going to have a few people who disagree, right? And that's just kind of the nature of a DAO, nature of democracy. But as long as we kind of meet that highest ideal, that first place standard, and then work to implement the rest, we're gonna be winning, right? And as Jim said recently on the Twitter Spaces, I think we're looking at 10 courses by 2030. So even if this first course doesn't meet everybody's perfect expectations, the hope is going to be that there's going to be a course coming near you with what you want, right? Or we'll work together to instill the culture, instill the vibes, instill the amenities or clubhouse or walkability over time to really achieve those goals. But as for final decisions and considerations, I mean, one of the things that's going to come down to is basically like we're talking about physical, real estate here. So, we're going to have constraints of, physics kind of at play, physics and the real estate market. Ideally, we're going to be able to check off all of these boxes, but there may be, sacrifices that we have to make, and we'll work together kind of to identify which ones we're willing to let go in the short to medium term to really achieve our goal in the short term and be hitting golf balls as soon as possible or at the best possible course or with the best possible amenities or clubhouse or whatever it is that we it comes down to. So great question though, right? That's one of the things we really have to work out is how it comes down to that final push. All right. Do we have any other hands raised? Man, I'm telling you, I'm so excited. I'm so looking forward to these debates and kind of hammering out, getting into the weeds kind of on these courses. It's going to be so much fun. A little fun aside, if you have not yet noticed or made plans, if you are in the Carolinas, perhaps in the North Carolina area, in the member poll section, Marshall posted a message that says if you react to this message, if you're going to the 2022 President's Cup, we may have something special for you. So you may have missed that. That post is in members polls. If you are planning on being there or it's an option, please react to that. We would love to get in touch with you and talk about some ideas that are coming out. Got some fun stuff there. All right. That seems like it's time to turn it over to Ryan. Let's talk about some link ups.
Yeah, thanks for that, Coop. First of all, I think we had a small but successful link up this past weekend at the Live Golf event near Boston. Saw some photos there. Looked like a great time. I don't know. Sorry, I've been working in the background here. I see Tungsten there. Tungsten, anything you want to share about the day out there?
Yeah, I'd be happy to toss a little pitch in for anybody who finds themselves in the area of a live golf event in the future. If you want to go have a great, entertaining golf experience, I can't recommend it enough. It was a nice small group of us, couple of friends from Links, couple golf friends from the area outside. We all met up, and they had an amazing experience set up for anyone who showed up that day. Just, a great golf village with chipping and putting contests, live music, great food, great drink. And the golf action itself was unlike, from what I understand, other tournaments have set up where every hole there's players playing. That's the beauty of the scramble format, but it made for such an entertaining day because no matter where you were on the course, there was great golf action to have be had as well. So, I think as a link up, it was a great time. It was great to hang out with some members again, introduce some new folks to the Links community, and yeah, I mean, as an endorsement for a great golf experience, if you have a live event near you, I'd highly recommend going to check it out.
You went on Saturday, right, Tungsten?
That's right. Yeah, we checked it out on Saturday. It was really efficient getting from the parking lots over. There were plenty of buses. Ticket takers were, very quick and efficient. Lines weren't really that long at all, but there seemed to be every bit of 10,000 people floating around.
Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for leading that. As far as what's in the hopper coming up, we still have the sign up open, I believe, for the Chicago link up, which is happening or is planned to happen this Friday. It's in conjunction with a two-person tournament out at Canal Shores. I don't know where we're at on signups for that one exactly. I think some of the feedback we got from some of the folks is that might be a little bit of a steep price that Canal Shores is asking to participate in that tournament. But if you're around, you want to play, feel free to sign up for that one. The way to sign up for that is in the members only section of the chat under link ups, and then go into the threads. There's a Chicago 99 thread in there with all the details. And then the only other one we've got lined up and scheduled at the moment is we've got quite the group forming, quite the regular squad coming out in the London area. So if you happen to be in the UK or even traveling through I think what maybe formerly called the Web3 Golf Society of London is now becoming the LinksDAO regular group. And so they're meeting again for their next link up at the end of the month on the 30th of September. Again, there's another thread there underneath link ups for you to go and track that one down. And then just final pitch on link ups, this format is really meant to be open and very easy to set up. So if you have an interest in getting some fellow LinksDAO members and friends who maybe aren't yet LinksDAO members that should be together to play some golf, or even just get together to talk about golf, whether that's at a bar or a Top Golf or 5-iron, whatever the case may be, feel free to make a post in the Link Ups channel of members only, and let us know that you're interested in hosting something, and someone from the events pod will be in touch to help get you all set up.
One quick note to that Chicago link up. I think the deadline might have closed yesterday.
Got it. Thank you for that heads up. I definitely missed that. So I'll double check on that and make sure that we're all squared away there.
Love it. Link ups. All right. It's a bittersweet moment. I know that Labor Day has come. It's the unofficial end of summer. And we have experienced the wrapping or temporary end of one of my favorite things to come out of LinksDAO so far, the members bounce. I don't know if Doug is here in the chat, but I want to give a huge shout out to Doug for going on that whirlwind tour, and I would love to turn it over with my sincere thanks to Tungsten as well for kind of jumping in, PMing the whole thing, making magic happen there. Just a really, really cool experience to bring LinksDAO to members and golf courses up and down the East Coast. So I'd love to tip over to Tungsten to say a few words about the members bounce.
Thanks, Coop. Appreciate that. Yeah, on behalf of everyone who worked in any way, shape, or form on the members bounce, whether you were one of the knuckleheads that encouraged Doug back in January to pursue this idea, or you were one of the absolute heroes who helped us out with the production over the course of the entire summer, thank you all for making it happen. It was, a member conceived, member voted, and member driven project. And I think the result is really going to stand the test of time as a very unique, raw snapshot of who we were as a community and who we are as a membership the summer before we bought a golf course. For sure, we met a lot of really interesting characters along the way. We got to see Doug's personality shine through. The tour itself was not without its pitfalls and pratfalls. We'll have stories about those coming out over the winter. But no, in general, we just love the opportunity to give you all a little extra golf entertainment every Thursday night this past summer. And now that we're into the fall, we're looking forward to diving back into the archives of the tour and pulling out the bloopers and some amazing shots that didn't make the actual finished cuts. Some neat bits of golf knowledge, some fun stories, and we'll just keep pushing those out to y'all and keep y'all entertained with the golf knowledge. But again, on behalf of the entire team across the board for the Members Bounce, the Genesis Tour, the Doug Tour, thank you all for your support, and I hope we got you a little entertained and made you smile this summer with some golf. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you all.
Yeah, thanks so much to you and the team and to the community who all supported and voted for that. Just a really, really fun time. Super excited. And yeah, but supposedly we might have some bloopers or some shorts coming out soon, and we're really excited about that. And we'll keep that going. So with all of that, does anybody up here on stage have anything else they'd like to chat about here tonight before we wrap it up?
We have been working on getting our NFL betting season together, and I'm actually going to let you guys know. I'm going to drop the message and members announcements right now. So if you would like to sign up for our Pick'em poll or our Survivor poll, please go to this message and members announcements right now and enter. Thank you.
Woo! It's almost football season, y'all. I'm very, very excited about this. Okay, well, members announcements, just got the ping. Gonna sign up right now. Looking forward to that. And I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in this evening. And stay tuned. Please feel free to DM me if you want to chat about which of the course attributes you'd like to champion or debate on. And we will see you soon. Thanks so much and have a great night.
Thanks, everybody.